talking to the business fans, I know you enjoyed part 1. But you know part 2 was coming. This could not be a 1-week interview because we have none other than, I guess you could say, now IWA Mid-South wrestler. He's going to be a star. Don't let him fool you. Big Zoe up in the house. It is nothing but Zoe time! We got it right. It only took 3 tries. Jesus Lord.
Are you serious?
3 times, but we got it right. We got it right. And we're continuing the interview we did from last week, which was, you thought part 1 was good. Part 2 is even going to be better. And we left off, and we were talking about family and where you're going with the future. But, Zoe, being in the Indies, let's talk about the indie scene today. We talk about, right now this might be the hottest the Indies has been in a long time. A lot of great talent out there. Just this week alone, we've watched guys that have, really busted it the past maybe 10, 12 years. You're watching a Gargano and a Ciampa. Austin Aries showed up at NXT. Right. Thank you, Jesus, for that. I'm glad to see he's getting his shot on the big time, right. Not TNA. So let's talk about the indie scene. I guess we'll talk about Kentucky, Indiana. It's hot right now. I mean, what are you seeing? What are you feeling being in that actual scene right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely... I think it's probably more difficult than ever to make it to, well, I don't know. I feel 2 ways about it. On one hand, it's so difficult to make it to the next level because there is such a concentration of just talent right now in the indies. Like everybody, it's just hot right now, like you said. You have so many guys that deserve to be on the next level, but there's only so many spots. So everybody's chomping at the bit to fill those positions. But at the same time, I think that, to your point, NXT, WWE, that brass, they're starting to kind of recognize that they want Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens, they want the Samoa Joes, they want the AJ Styles, they want the El Genericos, they want these guys on the main stage.
El Generico, last time I heard, was in Tijuana at an orphanage. You're saying he's wrestling somewhere else? What did I miss here?
Well,
I only heard about Juan and the orphanage, and he left Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and I have not heard. You're not saying that he's somebody else, are you?
Oh, no, absolutely. I don't know. I'm just saying that they probably want somebody like him. I'm not.
Somebody like him? I can understand that.
With a very similar style, similar build.
I'll sing Ole Ole Ole. I mean, Generico was great.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we miss him. Please, leave the orphanage. Come back. We'd love to see you.
I mean, there's people that, a lot of people try to emulate his style. Like, you got the Sami Zayn, people that are trying to be like him. But
and Sammy does try to be like him way too much. I'm like, really? He even uses the haluva kick. I don't get it.
How can you not be an El Generico mark, though?
Dude, I'm sitting here looking at the collection. I've got the Road of El Generico from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. I've got half his matches in Ring of Honor.
Right.
Complete mark. I mean, absolutely love him. This guy, Sami Zayn, is still in his stuff. It absolutely pisses me off.
I get it. But how much of Kevin Stevens stuff have I stolen?
God.
How can I not?
More people need to steal, but that's just my personal opinion. It's funny because people talk about, obviously TNA going on Pop TV, and I actually think that's great for the business because there's more positions to people move up with.
Sure.
Saying that, you've got companies like a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, a Wildcat Sports, a House of Hardcore. They're actually outdrawing Ring of Honor on the road, or outdrawing a TNA when they go on the road. I mean, last time I heard, was it 2,000 for a Wildcat Sports show down in New Orleans? For an indie show?
That's probably like
When was the last time that happened?
I mean, I have no idea what the stats, but I'm just saying that it's getting hotter and hotter.
It really is, and it's a cool thing to see that people are coming out to see the product again and supporting it.
And I think the big thing that separates the indies from kind of the TV product, whether we're talking about like a Monday Night Raw or not, when you're on television, which I did the UWA thing, I'm on television, it's a little bit different. But the product is so much more organic when you as a fan can go and taunt the fans or taunt the wrestlers, cheer on, be a heckler, or cheer on. One more time, maybe they'll give it to you, chop the guy, maybe they won't. But a lot of wrestling, it's not so much just about the wrestling. Like, as a wrestler, you know, your job is to entertain, which means that you have to give the fans what they want. If you can tell they're starting to get a little bit down, you have to do something to elevate it and get them back up, get them involved. Like, it's the only form of entertainment that really, really, really involves the fans. Like, you can go to a movie all day long and you can yell at the big screen, but it's not going to change Arnold Schwarzenegger from doing what he did. You know, but if you're at a wrestling event, they're going to interact with you in a way. You know, you have some level of control over that. You're not going to control the entire match. You're not going to write it. But it's the one form of entertainment where it's like really interactive.
And that actually is really funny. That led me to my next question, because you're this big, you know, charismatic guy, but you've come off working a heel a lot more, especially with Team Kenzo. James Kendrick, we know you're working. We're drinking one for you. Peace out, brother.
For the working man.
Yeah, for the working man. But you've worked heel.
Good, right?
You've worked Devil's Cut. You've worked heel, obviously with him, but you've worked babyface also. Different psychologies to both. Which one do you feel like you get more crowd interaction out of? I mean, which one is easier for you?
It really depends on my mood.
Okay.
I'd say that 90% of my career, because I am a 350-pound, 6-foot black man, they like to have me work heel. You know, it's just kind of, well, let's make him a bad guy because it kind of makes sense. It's
But
easy.
your Zotan, that screams, yay, jump up,
Well, sure.
yay. But so which one is easy? I mean,
Well,
you've got this great, I hate to use the word gimmick, but it's Zotan. The kids
Right.
can get behind it, but you're a heel.
Right. Well, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like, who's one of the best heels right now? I'd argue to say Kevin Owens. My Canadian cousin, Kevin Owens.
Most definitely.
But think about it. People fight Owens, fight, kill, Sting, kill. But is he anybody's babyface? Absolutely not.
No. God, no. The man's got evil tattooed.
I thought so, live.
You know, I just ordered my Steve Corino DVD tonight from Ring of Honor, just so I can hear the story of that tattoo. But saying that, I can't help it. I'm a complete mark for him. Everyone knows this. So, okay, so it just depends on your mood and how you're feeling going into it? I mean, because it's completely different psychology.
Well, you definitely have to switch on. Like, you have to put yourself in whatever boots you're going to be in before you go out the curtain. So you have to know what you're doing regardless. But, I mean, it's Zotan. Yeah, people get behind it, and as a face, you know, it's a lot easier to get people on board and kind of cheering with it, which that kind of backfires on me sometimes when I'm working the heel gimmick and I'm yelling, it's Zotan, because I'm kind of like, shut up, sit down, it's my time, it's Zotan. That's what I mean. But it just so happens that I end up being a Stone Cold like tweener half the time, because even though half the crowd is booing me, the other half that might not know me so well is like, hey, this guy is charismatic and he is yelling at Zotan, that's kind of catchy. Let's yell with him. And I'm like, no, shut up, it's Zotan. Like, yeah. I'm like,
And if Zo tells you to shut up, do yourself a favor, just for safety reasons, sit down.
all right, just sit down.
Just sit down. You don't want a scene. You don't want the popo coming. God forbid an ambulance be called. That's a whole nother
I don't
situation.
want that, neither do I.
No, no one does. I mean, and so let's talk about the future. I mean, let's talk. You've got this IWA gig coming up, and you're in the back. And you've met. Obviously, you have a relationship with Mr. Rotten, and I have to call him Mr. Rotten because I don't know. So where do you see it going? I mean, where do you see the next step? I mean, what do you want to do there?
Well, I mean, let's start off with where we are, which is right now, as of, what's today's date, the 22nd?
22nd.
22nd, as of January 22, 2016. I'm not currently on the IWA main roster. It's a matter of time. I'm hoping, I'm gonna knock on wood, but I don't want to be presumptuous as, you know, throwing myself in the likes of the Isaiahs, the Shane Mercers, the Congo Kongs, the John Wayne Murdochs, the Reed Bentleys, and those guys.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not there quite yet, but hopefully by the time you see this, I will be.
Okay.
The fact is, right now, I'm doing what you call paying your dues.
Oh, you've got to.
So while I might have been, and this is to take nothing away from any of the feds I've worked in, but starting to become a bigger fish in those smaller ponds, now I'm right back to guppy status in a really big pond. So I'm really, really, really trying to eat my fish food and grow and become something. Because right now, you know, I am Big Zo, but Big Zo is getting transfused into a whole nother environment. My hope is that I'll be given the opportunity very soon to show what I'm capable of. I have done IWA tryout shows. I have done.
Well, you just got done a training center with Billy Gunn,
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Friday and
which,
Saturday.
amazing. You know, obviously Billy, a former trainer down in NXT, and a storied career, like, well before even DX came along.
For sure.
Smoking Guns, Chuck Colombo, someone I got to meet when I was like 26, really nice guy. So, I mean, those are really cool experiences, man. And you can learn a lot from them. I can only imagine someone who's been on the road that much, what he can teach.
Yeah.
And then I had somebody tell me that you had this like really cool thing with Rhino. Now, you want to talk about Canadian brother Rhino? We're thinking of you. One of the, jeez, you can't even speak high enough for the guy. Yeah. What happened there?
Well, it was very similar to the Billy Gunn situation, whereas I attended a Rhino seminar. The funny thing is actually, maybe just like a week before, I was on a show in common with him, the PTW show, Primetime Wrestling, which arguably I would say there's not a whole lot of Kentucky feds, not down on them, but a whole lot of Kentucky feds that I currently say a whole lot positive about. Of course, my home fed, SWE, which is no longer running at the moment, that's always going to be my home to some extent.
Okay.
But PTW and what Larry D has cooking there is just something magical, man. You know, in Cynthiana, Georgetown, they have different things cooking.
And guys, PTW, if you don't know, and I will not stress this enough, even though I am friends with so many people in OVW, the world does not revolve around OVW. There are some great promotions in Kentucky besides OVW, and the guys from OVW will tell you about it. Anyway, please go ahead. I have to mention that. I really, really do.
For sure. I mean, I think that what keeps a lot of people in Southern Indiana out of Kentucky is all the regulations with, you know, the Kentucky Wrestling and Boxing Association, that kind of stuff. But there's some good stuff cooking, and Larry D has some good things going. So I had the opportunity to meet Rhino on the PTW show. It was actually Team Kenzo. We were working a match.
Okay.
And it was probably one of our best matches. So although I'm no longer in UWA, I don't want to say that Team Kenzo is dead. There's still the opportunity.
No! There could be a reunion.
Is
the world ready for a kid? And folks, please go on YouTube. And if you haven't seen Kenzo, if you're not watching UWA, go back, watch, and we can only hope for a reunion because it's something unique. You have to be honest.
Well, sure. I mean, I think in order to have a reunion, you have to have a breakup, and I feel like that's still my brother. We've never broken up. We just don't have, you know, James Kendrick and I, we're not currently signed to contractually the same federations, but I'm hoping down the road we will be able to have the opportunity to link back up.
Well, I can honestly say that I spoke to Mr. Kendrick yesterday, and he misses his tag buddy. Saying that, I know that he's looking forward to the opportunity as a singles guy, and we actually talked about a new finisher for it. I don't want to ruin it for all you UWA fans, but there's some big things ahead for Mr. Kendrick also. Okay, and I gotta say this, we're sitting here, the TV's right here, no fans, you can't watch. We're watching the Rumble. The Rumble's tomorrow, so I gotta ask, what do you want, prediction? Who's gonna win this thing? I think this is maybe the most talked about Rumble in maybe the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Is AJ going to show up? I mean, is Shawn Michaels going to show up? Is Bray Wyatt winning this thing? I guess that was the big rumor today.
Oh, man, that's a new one to me.
Oh, what do you want to see? So, I mean, as a fan, what do you want to see?
I mean, I want to see number 30, Big Zo come out.
Oh!
Start talking.
Is Brock Lesnar ready for that?
I mean,
is the Beast Incarnate ready for that?
Beast Incarnate versus the Beast Mode Beast.
Wow. That's funny.
So, you can print that now. You can print that.
Print it, spend it, do whatever you want with it. No, I mean, obviously that's not going to happen, only because I couldn't get the plane tickets in time. But aside from that, no, I think that this is probably one of the most talked about Rumbles because I mean it is one where the title is actually on the line,
Yeah,
which is a
most
little
definitely.
bit different aspect. But also because WWE is in a really unique place where so many of their top talents are injured right now.
Yes.
You have Seth Rollins out, and it's a number of guys that just aren't active.
Cesaro, Randy Orton,
Right.
Tyson Kidd, you can go on and on and on.
Right,
with that,
right. So they're in a really unique spot where it's kind of like who's the next. Well, I'd say the next big thing, but then Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
But that was like 10 years ago. His next big thing. So
Hey, it's
But
Suplex
it's-
City, bitch.
it's-
And that's just all there
it
is
is
to it.
Suplex City.
When you talk about your top 5 wrestlers, everyone knows I always have Brock in there because he can wrestle one match in 6 months, but that one match kicks everybody else's ass.
Right,
so you
right,
can't
right,
really
right.
say anything.
Unless it's against Goldberg or
Oh, God. That was 2010 fans, please just stay away from that match. Drizzling
Yeah.
shit. Anyway, go ahead.
something. No, I mean I'm a big Roman Reigns fan. I was a bigger Roman Reigns fan before kind of this Roman Empire thing took off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, you mean people were writing a script, but anyway,
Right,
go ahead. I
right.
have to pick on it. I'm sorry, but
Well, that's
go ahead.
fine. Well, because I guess I'm kind of like one of those hipsters that's like, well, I liked the band before it became mainstream, and now it's
That's-
cool,
that's
it's
fine.
popular. So it's like, I'd love to see him really get an opportunity to take this thing and run with it and show that he's not just a flash in the pan. So if he could win the Rumble, cool, or at least have the opportunity to regain the title at some point if he does
Well,
win
see,
the Rumble.
my big prediction this whole entire time has been I want to see The Rock win it. So at WrestleMania, which is obviously going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time because of where it's at, The Rock helps put over his cousin. The Rock takes the pin and puts Roman to that next, not the top face, but that John Cena, Dusty Rhodes kind of face level.
Right.
But you have to have that person, and his cousin would be the perfect person. I think it would be a great shock and a great story to watch the family fight against each other. That's been my call for almost a month now. You're saying you just want to see Roman win it outright?
Well, no. I'm not even necessarily saying I want Roman to win the Rumble necessarily. I'm just saying that in his career, I'd like to see him continue to capitalize on kind of the progress he made. As far as the Rumble, man, I don't see Kevin Owens win. I'm not even sure.
Oh, jeez.
You know,
You want to talk about mark out? I'd be throwing things.
Right.
And it ain't going to happen.
It's not. It's probably too soon, but if it happens,
Too soon.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I will say this.
From
There
this
is not a
WWE run.
better hill in the business today.
right.
And it kills me. But if you think about just what he's accomplished in 1 year, I give it to him. He's
Right.
really come against a lot.
Absolutely.
And like I said, the surprise is, well, I don't think it's a surprise. I think we kind of assume AJ is going to show up. I'm kind of interested to see, does a Shawn Michaels show up? I would love, because it's in Orlando, all the NXT guys are going to be in the back.
Right.
Boy, wouldn't it be a really cool moment to see Brock Lesnar face off against Samoa Joe in the middle of the ring?
Absolutely. I was just thinking that. I was like, let's get Samoa Joe out there.
Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar.
Sure.
Wow, the strikes alone, I would flip out over.
Yeah.
Going to be a lot of fun. This
Of course,
is
Triple H is probably going to come out.
Oh.
Let's keep it honest. It's probably
yeah, and everyone's talking about the Triple H Roman Reigns feud. I still say The Rock does it better, but I get it. I understand it. At least they would be telling a story over 3 months and not 3 weeks.
Right.
So I will give them credit for that. And there has been an improvement in the story writing recently. The Ambrose Owens feud has actually lasted a month now.
Right. And it's good matches.
Oh, most definitely. If you ever get a chance, the Moxley Steen matches in CZW were fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, they just blew it up. So this has been a blast. So, okay, I'm a promoter that does it, whose name isn't Rotten or last name Rotten, and I want to get in contact with Zoe. I want to get you on. How do I get a hold of Big Zoe? How do I get a part of your time, brother?
All right. Well,
Sell yourself.
The easiest way, mostly because I can't remember all the other tags off the top of my head. But hit me up on Facebook. If you just type in Big Zoe or Big Zoe Wrestle, and it's Zoe, Z-O, not Zoe, no E at the end. Big Zoe, Z-O. Hit me on Facebook, and there's links to my Instagrams, to my Twitters, to my whatever other social media I have out there that I forget about, Gmail, my YouTubes. So, I mean, if you want to watch some of my stuff, it's definitely a work in progress.
You pick yourself. No. Zoe is ready. He is big time. Don't even let him be humble in the situation. And then when you want to make the cash, you want to sell the merch. How do they get the merch? Because if you haven't seen the Big Zoe shirts, they kick ass. So how do they buy the merch?
Well, typically at this point, it's kind of like coming to the shows.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I'm constantly promoting and advertising. If I'm going to be on a show, you're going to know about it because I'm going to invite you to it. If you're on my friends list, you can see it on my Big Zoe. I'm going to put a flyer. So definitely come. That's the easiest way. Meet me in person. Maybe meet my lovely wife. She helps out a lot of times.
Lovely wife's helping out. Oh, the person holding the camera, I gotta give a love out. Shout out to my wife who consistently helps out with all the social media and stuff that I couldn't do even if I wanted to.
Right.
You know how that goes.
I mean, I'm not, I could mark out to my wife easily because if it wasn't for her, she wouldn't allow me to wrestle.
There you go.
I wouldn't be able to wrestle, not even just because whether or not her permission, but the support that is required a lot of times to, to critique me in a way that a lot of people are a little bit too scared to, quite frankly. Like, hey, have you considered doing this with your shirt, with your move, or with, whatever. But just being able to spit stuff back to me and telling me what she thinks honestly about the feds I'm working for, the wrestlers, the promoters, and, just kind of giving that unbiased opinion.
And that's special, man. I mean, I get the same thing from mine in my field of business, and people know me. I run restaurants for a living, and I will consistently go to my wife. What about this decision? What if I do this? What if I tweak this? Because of her background, and she came up in the restaurant industry also, I can take that unbiased opinion, and I know it's honest and truthful, and she can critique me even after 17 years in the business. So yeah, that's really a special thing, man. That's a really, I think we're both lucky in that aspect. So this has been a blast. Now, if I remember correctly, it was 6 months ago, we did an autograph signing at some gas station chain that I kind of messed around with.
Is it Thornton's?
I've never heard of
or Speedway?
Is that kind? I would never work for a damn Speedway, so I'll say Thornton's. Saying that coming to a Sonic near you soon, we're going to have to do an autograph signing this summer. That would be a blast. We'll bring the kids out, we'll make them shakes, slushes, throw the nerds in. That would be fun, dude.
I mean, if we could top the pizza that I got last time.
Dude, I can top that easy.
I think my right hand should be up for it.
That would be fun. And you never know who's going to show up. Maybe we bring your tag buddy in. We do the reunion. You never know.
Give the hot tag James Kendrick. Come on.
Hold on. But would anybody really want his autograph? I mean, he's such an ass in the ring.
He is. But so am I.
And we got to pick on James as he's somewhere at Spectators right now drinking a beer. Folks, this has been a blast. Again, if you liked it, I ask you again, like it, share it, get the word out. We do have the podcast coming at the end of March. We're excited about it. Actually, I think we've already talked about a show with you, James Kendrick, Bradzilla, a case of beer, and along some stories about the road. And I've heard...
You got me at case of beer.
Oh, case of beer? Okay, we can do that. Folks, if you liked it, again, like it, share it, get the word out, support indie wrestling. You can follow the show, obviously, on Facebook. If you don't want to wait for us to download this straight on Facebook, you go to the YouTube show, KC&DAVE. Follow us on Twitter, KC&DAVE 20161. What did I come up with that? We'll actually put a picture on Instagram. Big smile. We're going to get that on Instagram. Folks, this has been a blast. You just had a special moment, from my understanding, at UWA, and the guys came out and really wished you well. So we're wishing you well, and maybe next time you bring some IWA guys with you. Love to have them on. Love to support the Fed. So, sound good?
Definitely.
All right. So for Big Zoe, go ahead, man.
Quick plug. Pretty much every Friday at the Colgate Gym in Clarksville, Indiana, you can catch IWA Wrestling. So definitely check us out. Big Zoe will be in the house very, very, very soon.
KC&JP will be down there. We are going to I have yet to be to an IWA show. I am actually dying to go, as much as I've seen it on YouTube and other channels. I've got to get down there and meet some of the guys. So we'll be down there soon. So all you IWA fans, KC and JP coming to the house sometime within the next month and a half. Going to be a blast. And wow, for Big Zo, KC, JP, get better soon. You know you're in our prayers. It's only I can say. Big Zo, you got to throw it up with me. Steal my line this time. Throw it up. Throw it up. Come on, you got to throw up.
Oh, that's not what you meant.
No!